Welcome back once again. Today we are at Egret Tours, which is now the Minutemen Naval Base. This is one of my more elaborate builds here, so without any further ado, let's hit up that theme music and let's get going. Alright, so as you saw in the intro, we are at Egret Tours, and this has been converted into the Minutemen Naval Base. This took quite a bit of planning. It was pretty, as I said in the intro, intricate build here. Took quite a while to finalize, and I'm very, very happy with the end results. As you can see here, we have massive concrete walls surrounding three sides of this place. It's really heavily fortified. Out front, we have some turrets for protection. We also have some guards hanging out up there on the third level. And there's also another fourth level up there with a few more guards. We'll get into all that in a second. So right here we have our main entrance. We have some living quarters. And basically what looks like a little town inside here. Right inside we have the main gate. We have our guard who checks people in. Decided to give him a little fern there because why not? And he agrees. So, right here at our main entrance we have our main steps that lead up to it. A couple of concrete pillars there to help support that. That was just a little touch I threw in there. We have some sleeping quarters up here for the two main guards that watch up here on the third level or second level. This person is actually supposed to be upstairs, but you know how the game is with NPCs. I threw this little red light here as a reminder that at any second you could die. So isn't that very cheerful? And yes, up here we have our two main guard stations for the top level. They can see a little bit further. Put some sandbags here to give a little more protection as you're first coming up the stairs so that nobody shoots you in the head, hopefully. And as you can see, our stone walls, brick wall, or yes, concrete walls, sorry, brain fart moment, go all the way around with the exception of where the boats come and go. Yeah, It gets quite annoying after a while. So here we have one of our two garden areas. And we have our first residential house. There's our sort of back door. This is this guy's house here, so you can come and go with quite quick and ease. And down here we have living room, kitchen, dining area. And then we have a second floor up here. We have our bedroom and our little bathroom. And we have our massive storage warehouse, which we will get into that a little bit. Modifications, once again, removing the size limitation so that I can build as much as I want until this game is basically ready to crash. That's what allows me to put all this stuff in here, all these extra buildings. I also use scrap that settlement and scrap S.C. so on and so forth. That allows me to scrap things that you normally can't scrap. As you can see over there, there is a building that looks quite different. We'll get into that in a few seconds. So this is the next house, little bedroom area there, back door, side door, whatever you want to call it, kitchen and bathroom with some skylight action going on up there. A nice little tidy bathroom. So once again, another little residential area for one of the many, man, I cannot talk today, one of the many naval officers that happen to live here. And here's another house with somebody actually inside. Hey. Good for you. Hey, yourself. So a couple of beds, little living, dining area, so on and so forth. And then out here in the back, I decided to have a little fun. And we have a little fire pit, some coolers, some beers, some lawn chairs, you know, for when the general's not looking. And another thing I did here, I discovered that I can put one of these big massive radio towers up in here, and I wanted to try to put those red blinking lights all the way at the top, but with the dimensions of the, I guess you can say, settlement, where you have like height limitations, I could not get up high enough to do that. There's another mod that you can do that raises the ceiling, but I'm just not using it, so I just stuck them up there and have them blink on and off, much like modern radio towers do today. Here's our second garden area, being watched over by a missile turret. So moving along, I threw in this statue here, and Minutemen flagpole, and a little bit of gambling. Why not? Keeps them happy. So you'll notice that the building that is normally here is completely gone. With the two settlement scrap mods that I use, it was glitching out on me, and every time I was trying to fix up this building, it wouldn't work right. I couldn't get the floors to match up, ceilings to match up. It basically kept highlighting the entire building, saying, hey, if you want to scrap it, you can scrap it. Good for you. So I decided to just go ahead and scrap it and got rid of it and built one completely from scratch. And I tried to use similar dimensions and placements, like with the stairwell and the door, in order to not throw off the NPCs too much. So down here we have our basic living space. Decided to leave some exposed brick wall because it's a modern trend lately. Dining area down here, kitchen. And then upstairs we have our main bedroom, computer desks, some dressers, furniture, so on and so forth. Nice little living space with a TV, and I threw a little lamp under there to try to make the fireplace look like it's lit. Sort of does at nighttime when it's dark. And as you can see, we've got a nice view of the entire place here, and we've got plenty more action going on down there. So let's go continue our tour. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with the way this building came out. I got everything to fit in here nice and perfect, so it looks like it more or less belongs. Okay, inside here we have our warehouse, where we have clean water production, and then I stowed all the stations in here: armor, chemicals, weapons, so on and so forth. And over there in the corner is our little power armor station, and then just for the heck of it, threw a couple of beds up in here. Kind of fixed some of the walkway up a little bit, and then that's it. Threw a door in here. I actually revised this building several times because I used a mod that cleans everything, that also changed some stuff, and I wasn't too happy with it, so I got rid of that and went with what you see here. So over here we have sleeping barracks, complete with garage door to open up so that everybody can get to their stations right away as quickly as they need be. And so right inside here, a couple of trunks full of weapons and ammunition. And up here we have storage for artillery for one of the two main cannons. So here's the first one here. This took quite a bit of messing around to make all of this work out. You know, the concrete walls, they always like to line up the way that you want them to, and it can be kind of a pain. But they eventually did. So now here's one of the other things that I did that I actually was quite happy with. I built two boats from scratch. I've been having issues with trying to place some of the decorative large boats that I have access to with the modifications to get them to sit in the water correctly. So I just used some concrete regular wood floors and threw on some curved fronts onto them and made them basically look like boats. And then this one is more of an exploration boat, not as heavily fortified as the next one. We have one of our masts here. So That worked out pretty well. I'm very happy with the way that looks. Over here in the center, I decided to leave this building here, even though I could have gotten rid of it, but I decided to just kind of leave it, turn it into more or less a diner. And we actually have the game working right for a change, where somebody's where they're supposed to be. So I threw out some lounge tables and chairs, and over here we have our main battleship. This one is heavily armed with cannons, complete with cannonballs and barrels full of gunpowder over here. Decided to throw a flag up here as well for the Minutemen. And we have one of our 2 control towers for the boat. A little seating area and just some basic controls up there. Some more storage of gunpowder, which somebody put a lantern on top of, not very smart. And main control room for the boat itself. Some artillery and the massive front cannon. And of course an anchor. But again, as I've said before, I'm really satisfied with how these boats turned out. You know, if you just kind of look at them, use your imagination, they do look like real boats. I decided to throw a little crane up in here, and this section of building I went through and revised probably about half a dozen times, if not more, just to try and make it work the exact way I wanted to. And while thinking about it, I decided to mess around with these stone floor walls, whatever you want to call them, using them to kind of block sections where you could actually see underneath the wall, kind of like you can right there in that center. And decided to make a second entryway. So the main entryway is still down here, so I can get my character to walk right. I decided to leave this exposed boulder as well. I thought that was really cool, and just shows, you know, hey, let's just build right into it. And we have storage down here. Random guy, person doing what they're not supposed to be doing, whatever. Thanks, Bethesda. So moving along up to the second floor here, this is our main control room where they monitor the Navy. A little map there. And some desks and computers. And I don't know why, but I decided to throw a little model boat down there. Why the heck not? Maybe somebody brings their kid to work someday. And up here is main cannon number 2. And again, more artillery. And here's a little bit of a upper view of our boat. You can see the front there. I gave that one a more pointed front end. Make it look more ship-like. And this is the Minutemen's naval base. Like I said, this one took quite a while to build, a lot of planning, especially the concrete walls here to make them line up the way that I really wanted them to for the whole way around. That took several tries of building and then destroying and then building and destroying until I finally got it right. So here we have yeah, our full tour. This one is definitely one of the ones I'm more proud of. Very, very happy with the way it came out, like I said. And hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll do anything I can to help you out if you're trying to figure out how to build something, how I did this, how I did that, so on and so forth. Don't hesitate to ask. Until next time.